Here's Rodders!
Guys, welcome back to Here's Rodder's Reviews. I'm your host, Rodney Stewart, and Transformers Season 2 once again. This is probably the most random episode of the Transformers in the entire run, at least in the Season 1 and 2, and it's one that I personally just had no memory of before watching it, but it's called Child's Play, and let's jump into the little booklet that comes with the DVD box set and see what it says in this. During a space bridge accident, several Autobots and Decepticons are transported to an alien planet. Once there, they find themselves in the bedroom of a giant alien baby who treats them as his toys. The only way out is if Perceptor can convert a toy rocket ship. Can he manage it? That's fairly accurate. That's here. I did say in the last Transformers review that some of these little reviews that they have in the box sets is they're, one guy had a job and screwed it up entirely on most of them, but that's fairly close. At the beginning of the episode, there's a huge fight between the Autobots and Decepticons on Earth, and for some weird reason, the Decepticons have decided to build a space bridge in a baseball stadium, and they're just hamming it up, playing with the humans. It's just random moments afoot in this episode the entire way through it. And of course the Autobots turn up to save the humans. There's a fight, and during the battle some of the Autobots are trapped inside the space bridge. You've got Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Inferno and Perceptor. They're in there along with Starscream, Frost, Soundwave and Ravage, and Megatron, last ditch effort to save a space bridge from the Autobots, shoots the space bridge control, which backfires the space bridge, and everybody on board it is transported off world with Megatron's energon cubes, and he's not amused. So the Autobots that are left on Earth pretty much are spending the entire episode searching the galaxy using Teletran 1 to try and figure out where the Autobots and the Decepticons went to, with no luck, and that's literally where we leave them at. But on this planet, Optimus Prime and Starscream and the Decepticons, 4 Autobots, 4 Decepticons, they're basically about this big compared to the kid. Like, they're miniature little toys, and he treats them as that, and his parents eventually discover that the Autobots and Decepticons are in his room, and they decide, okay, we need to go and take these to the authorities. These could be dangerous creatures, like the Autobots, of course. They're hiding, trying to stay safe from the aliens. They've befriended the boy, but the Decepticons, being the Decepticons, are fighting the bit out. So it's like they're shooting lasers at the parents, and they're that small, the laser blast just feel like bites to the grown-ups. So they capture them all, take them to the authorities, and they decide they're going to have to dissect them to see what makes them tick. What are they dangerous? We don't know anything about them. Cut them up. So the kid manages to grab the Autobots and escape the authorities. So his parents and the authorities are pursuing him. The Decepticons also escape. So they're trapped in this alien planet. They're all separated, Autobots and Decepticons, and there's just random moments throughout this episode. It's yeah, for a show that came out in like 84, 85, probably this was aired. I think there's quite a few people on the writing staff at Hasbro that were fairly fond of the Herb in the 70s, if you get my meaning, and it really does show up in this episode. It is just a stoner dream, essentially. But at the end of the episode, we work out a way of getting off this planet and back to Earth, and that's using a telescope that this kid's parents have in their house, and Perceptor, using the little store of energon cubes that was transported in the accident along with them, switches about the microscope and turns it into like a projector that the energon cubes can use, and like a beam of energy will take them to Earth, pretty much the way the MCU, the way Thor and would transport between planet to planet, that energy beam sort of deal. That's that sort of idea. But of course, Starscream, Soundwave, Frost and Ravage get the drop on the Autobots at the end of the episode, and they manage to get the only transport back to Earth using this telescope contraption that Perceptor has dreamed up. So the Autobots, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Perceptor and Inferno are trapped on this alien planet. They don't know how they're going to get out of there. So this kid decides, oh, I've got a great idea. And he gets this little toy rocket ship that he has in his bedroom. He's like, could you take this home? And Perceptor is like, with a few modifications, of course we could. So like the Autobots escape the planet at the end of the episode in a toy rocket ship that belonged to this alien kid. It is, as I say, it's as random as they come, and an episode I absolutely have no memory of seeing up to this point, though I've definitely seen it at some point, but it's just, I don't know why I've just blanked on it. It's just such a random episode, and so it's definitely worth checking out just for the sake of seeing a herbal dream from the 70s animated and put on screen. Some of the animation in this episode it's good. Most of it is good, but there's a few little pieces in there that are just off slightly. Starscream is animated wrong, in the wrong colours. At a point in the episode, he actually looks like Skywarp in parts of the episode. So there's little pieces I got there that I've sort of gotten through in the final cut of the episode. There's at the end of the episode, when the Autobots are getting into this toy rocket ship to go home, this kid has an alien pet, an alien cat that Bumblebee kind of gives the little hug to as they're getting onto the ship. But the animation is all over the place on that part too. But it is what it is. You're looking at it through grown up eyes now in 2021, and the first show would come out in 1984-85. It's great. I absolutely love it. It's beyond random, this episode, and definitely I'm going through this box set again. I'm going to be looking forward to this episode. It's not the strongest one out of the entire run of the Transformers, but it is a memorable one, to say the very least. Well, when I say memorable one, I've seen it once before and I completely forgot about it, so probably didn't think that through too much. But it is, yes, that's a stoner dream, and one I'll be checking out again. Guys, thank you so much for checking out the video. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and if you do, don't forget to turn on that bell icon to be notified of future uploads. And please check out some of the other videos on this channel while you're here.